What's up, YouTubers? Today we're looking at the Cyborg Soldier Peter. He has a lot to him, so let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at his articulation. As with his partner Boris, he has great range of motion on his head. Again, a double barbell joint. Looking up, looking down. The arms, full 360 rotation. 90-degree bend at the elbow. There we go. This also rotates. The wrist rotates. This wrist goes up and down, just like his friend. And on his cybernetic arm, this wrist goes up and down like so to hold his rifle. There's an upper body swivel, waist swivel. Again, the thigh joints, there's movement there. Double knee bend. Ankles go up and down, and also are on rockers. And as usual, the toe bend. He also does the splits pretty well. Spartan kick forward.
This is Sparta!
And not so much backwards. Let's talk about the accessories for a little bit. He comes with a lot of stuff, just like Boris did. Things that can be glued together and put on the figure to customize any way you want. Looks like we have a visitor. Boris is video bombing at this video. Sorry about that, folks. Let's give him a second to get out of the shot. He comes with quite a bit of armor, both for his right and left thighs. Find if you heat up the legs, pop them off, and slide the armor from the top down, they go on a lot easier, and they don't hinder any of the articulation or the spin in his upper thighs. He comes with knee pads. These just get glued onto the posts on both his right and left knees. You line up the square, just being careful not to get any glue in the moving parts and seize up his leg. The armor for his left forearm and bicep really pull together the upper body and give him enough protection for when he's in battle. Again, the detail on something this size is just amazing. The armor for his shins, I find that if you heat up his feet and pop those off, slide them from the bottom up, they go on fairly easy as well. The last piece of plate armor is for his holster. You line it up to the divot on either right or left thigh, depending on which hand you want him to hold his gun with, and then you mount the holster to that as well. For his belt and pouches, there are 5 black C-clips that match up to the corresponding knockouts behind each accessory. These get glued in place. Looks like our buddy Boris is back. Keep showing up like this, I'm going to have to shoot another video just for him. He's just trying to be helpful, Peter. Now that all the pieces are glued up, just like in Boris's video, you have a choice to either slide the parts on the left or right side of the buckle, depending on how you want the belt to be laid out. The final piece is the large brown pouch that Boris pointed out. This has a post on it. That goes into both knockouts on the belt and glued in place. I find if you pop the torso apart, slide the belt from the top down, it slides on relatively easy. And now onto the magnets. He comes with 2 magnets, one for the large rifle and one for the back of the chest armor. These get glued into those 2 knockouts that you see. Just make sure that you put the polarity in the right direction. And this is what holds the rifle onto his back. And now for his weapons. He comes with what looks like a Delta automatic pistol and some type of amalgamation of an LMG with a drum type clip. The pistol has decent details to it. He can hold it with 2 hands and sight down it perfectly. The rifle has great detail as well. Looks like it has a rust type wash to it. Really pulls the color scheme together. He can't seem to shoulder the rifle when he's holding on to the foregrip, but I found if you put his hand just behind the foregrip, he's able to hold on to the rifle much, much better. The last pieces are the chest armor and helmet. I found if you pop his head off, slide the armor from the top down, it goes on relatively easily. I also found that just like on the Boris figure, I could only get one side clipped. For some reason, even if I heated it up and tried to stretch it, I just couldn't seem to get the other side clipped. The helmet goes on really easy as well. I find that it's a little loose, which honestly I don't mind because it doesn't add any paint rub to the figure's face or hair. I think it really just finishes off the look of the figure and makes him look futuristic and tactical. The sculpt and paint on this figure, again, amazes me. I'm so surprised that they're able to get all this detail in a 1/18 scale figure. The chest armor looks great, the paint apps are on point. He even has a soul patch on his face, which I find kind of amusing. The magnet holds the rifle on the back just right, which I find is a pretty ingenious way to hold the weapon to the figure. Let's wrap this up. I gotta say that these two guys make a great addition to your Joy Toy collection. I gotta really appreciate how Joy Toy recognized that on the Boris figure the paint was an issue, and they certainly fixed it on Peter. I also like that Boris has a more organic looking arm, and Peter's looks more cybernetic to me. The third figure to this 3-man cyborg soldier squad is Victor, and I'll be putting his review up shortly. These guys are a must get for your 1/18 scale Joy Toy squad. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, join the community. And don't forget, share your knowledge.